Hello everyone. Today's lecture shall be focused on the basic accounting concepts. You may call them principles, you may call them conventions, assumptions. Basically, these are useful for not just class 11 but also for graduation courses, BCom, BBA, etc., and even the foundation courses of professional degrees like CA and CS. So let's start. If you're the first time user, don't forget to subscribe the channel and do press the bell icon for regular updates. Now, accounting concepts, the principles of accounting concepts, they are basically the rules and guidelines which have been developed over a period of time with consistent use of those methods and by maintaining a uniformity. Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI, the regulatory body of accounting processes in India, they have a very specified approach towards these basics of accounting. They always issue and they always keep a close tab of the developments in accounting field, and they have issued some very specified, very stringent norms that are called accounting standards. Those they need to be followed and applied for every possible organization of commercial nature or even non-commercial nature which are existing in India. Okay, what do we call them? They are the generally accepted accounting principles. What do you know about principle? It is a general law or rule which is adopted as a guide for acting upon a particular theory. In accounting, we have principles here, accounting principles. And GAAP, these are the rules or guidelines adopted for recording and reporting of business transactions to bring uniformity in preparation and presentation of financial statements. Just see the third point I just read for you. These are what? General guidelines. What? For what? These are for recording and reporting. Not just recording, but also reporting to the users about the financial statements of an organization, and that even in a uniform manner. Okay. Now, the fundamental ideas or the basic assumptions that we assume when we are going to do accounting are the ones we are going to start with. The first is business entity concept. Now, what does business entity concept say? That business and owner, Amit and company and Amit, these are two different people. Okay, they are not to be taken as common unit. Why is it so? Because if a person is starting a business, his business is given a separate legal entity and given a separate legal existence, and as a result, just like a human being, just like a person, a business can have its own bank account in its own name. Business can purchase any asset in its own name. Business can file a case or sue anyone in its own name. Anybody else can do the same with the business. So that is what is giving a separate legal entity to the business. That is why it is regarded as separate unit apart from the owner. This much different that whatever amount of money the owner will invest in business as capital will be a liability on the business which is supposed to be repaid back to the owner. Yes, you will start a business, your business will be a different person. So today I'm doing your namkaran. Yeah, I'm giving a name. If you are Mohan, today onwards you are Mohan and company. Assume yourself to be the person. and that person should be business, not the individual. If I am talking about myself, I am not talking about Amit. I am talking about Amit and Company, or any other name, whatever I wish to have. Remember, business is a separate entity. Business is a separate unit. It is as a person, it is regarded like that. Clear? Can have its own bank account, can have, yes, purchase of asset, entering any transaction, getting into any contract, filing a case against anyone or anybody else, filing a case against business. All these things are possible if we are following this particular rule, and that is what the basic concept is, and this is very logical. Okay, whatever amount of money is invested by the owner into the business is capital, a liability on the business. Whatever amount of money is withdrawn by the owner from the business for his personal use is, yes, it is drawings, amount withdrawn from the business, and it will reduce his capital in the business. It is like this. That is what the relevance of this concept is. Clear? And in this, we are always talking about, if we are talking about assets and liabilities, what are we talking about? We are talking about business assets and business liabilities, not the owner's assets and liabilities. Clear? Then we come to money measurement concept. Now, what does it say? That anything which is expressible in terms of money, only that can be recorded. If you have a manager, let's say some Mr. Gupta, then Gupta ji is honest by how much rupees? We don't know. Can you value his honesty? Can you value his efforts or his hard work? No, you cannot. It is impossible. So it will not be recorded. That means any qualitative aspect cannot be recorded in business. Only quantifiable or only quantitative aspects are recorded, and that even in, yes, monetary terms. ठीक है ना? This is what is money measurement concept. Clear? Then we come to going concern concept. Well, now what does it say, going concern concept? Now, suppose you are free for 2 months and you thought of starting a business for just these 2 months. Would you like to purchase any asset for that purpose? Like you are starting a business for just 2 months. Would you like to purchase a shop and purchase an AC and purchase a computer and purchase furniture and other assets to set up that business and start? No, you will not do that if you're a logical person, which I'm sure you are. What will happen then? You will rent it. That means if we are going to start a business for a limited time period, we will not be purchasing any fixed asset in the business. That means what? That means if a business is started, it is supposed to be carried out for an indefinite long time period. It is never intended to be closed or liquidated in near future. We never start a business with an intention that, okay, fine, after these many years, I'll stop it. No, it is to be carried on always. Okay. And this is why we purchase the fixed assets. Because of this concept, we record the fixed assets in the business books. Okay. And this is the concept because of which out of the profits or the incomes earned during the accounting period, we reduce the depreciation or the decrease in the value of the asset. That is also recorded. That is also the associated part of it. So this is a concept which states that business is supposed to be carried on forever, never for small time period, and fixed assets are purchased and recorded in books because of this very concept. Then we come to accounting period concept. Accounting period. What is accounting period? Just I'll read for you. Span of time at the end of which financial statements of an enterprise are prepared. For what? To know the profits or losses, and to know the position of assets and liabilities in the business. That means it has to be a time period for which we are going to do accounting. It can be 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever, but it is never more than 1 year. Never more than 1 year. I am emphasizing that. So please never go beyond 12 months. Okay. Now, Remember, when we are talking about accounting period concept, we are talking about, let's say, if you are talking about 2019, year 2019, that means we are going to take up the expenses and incomes of year 2019 only, and then we will match them. See, we are not the maths people, okay? We are the special people, commerce people, okay? So what will we do? We will compare. We will not do any formula that sales minus cost or cost minus sales will give you profit or loss. No, we will not do that. We'll compare them. If this is the expense, this is income, income is more, you get profit or you get loss. So we just compare it. Okay. So accounting is always done on a periodic basis, and that is what this concept states. Then comes cost concept. It states a very simple thing that if we are talking about the cost, it has to be total historical cost. Suppose I give this example every year in my class. For past 20 years, I've been doing this. Listen, you purchased a table from the market. Suppose it costed you 1000 rupees. Then you paid 50 rupees to the rickshaw wala who delivered the table to your home. What is the cost of the table for you? Yes, it is 1050, not 1000. Why? Because all the expenses or the amount spent to make that asset usable is included in the cost of the asset. That means we are going to consider that as a part of the cost of the asset. Now, there is one limitation. Just see, it does not show the true worth of the business and may lead to hidden profit. How? Because in rising prices, if the prices are rising of the products in such inflation times, market value or cost at which the asset can be replaced are higher than the value at which these are shown in the books. It leads to the higher profit. That means what? If you have a building, let's say of rupees 20 lakh, and prices are simply going sky high, they are increasing all the time, what will happen? You will show that asset in your books at 20 lakh rupees, but the real price or the real value of that asset in the market would be, let's say, 50 lakh. So that means you are in a secret hidden profit of 30 lakh rupees the day you wish to sell it. So the market value is more. Clear? That is what is the basic implication of this concept. Now we come to dual aspect concept. In a very popular TV serial, comedy TV serial, there was a character who was always used to find दो बातें एक बात में. मतलब in every single thing he was able to find out two aspects. The same we do here also. We accounts people do the same. Every transaction has got a twofold impact on the business. Somewhere down the line, this particular concept is expressible in mathematical equation, and that is called accounting equation. That is capital plus liability is equal to asset. And children, this is not something very technical. Okay, this is very general. If you are a business owner, what is the value of your capital, or how much loan you can get, or how much you can borrow from the market? Only up to the level you have your assets. Okay, so that is what is the basic concept we always know in a logical world, and that is what is mentioned here. Capital plus liability is equal to asset. That means this equation is always balanced. It can never go either way. Clear? And what are the assets? The owners are going to claim out of it, and owner's claim will be his own capital or equity, and obviously including the profit. Okay. Now comes revenue recognition. Revenue recognition means what? If we are talking about the revenue recognition, we are talking about the income being recognized. When are we going to record a particular income? And that is what is revenue. It is the gross inflow of cash or equivalent by selling the goods or services, or by using the resources for some purposes like investment, where we are generating the incomes in form of dividends, interest, all this. So when do we recognize that yes, this amount belongs to me now? I have my right on this. When will I claim that? When the legal right to claim it is arising. And when does it happen? See, there are three categories. For normal credit sales transactions, it is always on sales basis. The day you sell it to, let's say, Ram, you are a creditor for Ram, and Ram is your debtor, and he is your source of revenue, and it will be recorded as revenue, uh, part of income. Okay. But if we talk about rent, commission, interest, dividends, the time period comes into play. We are talking about different types of incomes and different basis. That is what is time based. And if we talk about some construction work, contract work, it is always on work basis, work done basis. Clear? The only difference is on the what type of income we are going to talk about, and that is what the three criteria are. Okay. Then comes matching. As I told you earlier, we match the expenses with the incomes. We match them. We are the commerce people. We are the special people. Okay. So we will match it. This is what the concept is. It gives you the insight how to calculate the profit or loss. All the expenses of an accounting period should be matched or compared with the incomes of that very time period, no other year. And it implies that any revenues earned during the year should be taken into account while ascertaining the profit or loss of the year. And similarly, any expense which is there should be recognized when the asset or service has been used to generate the revenue. Okay. And that's it. God bless you. Stay healthy, stay safe, and do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. And please feel free to get in touch.